Lights, cameras, action. What's going on, everybody? This is Frantz Derenoncourt Jr. reporting live. Hope everyone out there is doing well. I have this event this evening, Haitian History Trivia. So, I had scheduled it from earlier since last week, I scheduled it. So, since I already promoted and a lot of people registered RSVP, you have a lot of RSVPs. There's people here in the room already. So I figure, maybe people want to take their mind off of, some world events for a few minutes, or maybe about 30 minutes or an hour. I do this event called Haitian History Trivia. I've been doing it for many years. So it's just fun, break the ice type of, educational questions, about Haitian history, right? And usually I give a prize. So I'm giving out some really cool prizes, all right? So I got books. This is my Bookman book, now available in paperback. So if you guys know, you guys are on top of your Haitian history, you get some of these. I just got the second edition of Haiti, the first Black Republic. So if you got the first edition, thank you very much. But now we got the second edition and it's in paperback, right? So I'm giving out some pretty cool prizes for those who are, and I got the ebooks too. If you don't want a paperback, you rather get an ebook, boom, I can email it to you right away. So we're just gonna go ahead and do some Haitian history trivia. I haven't been on live. I've had these events for a while. So I haven't been having events since March. I think the last event I had was in March in Brooklyn, and it was packed. And that was the last event as far as the book tour, the She Rose book tour. So, we've been doing a lot of online things, but this is actually the first event that I'm doing that's sort of like part of the book tour that is coming up soon once things open up a little bit more. I know people are already out, but, I'm still don't want to get fully out there just yet. But in August, we're planning the book tour. So, but I got some help, right? So I got my brother, from the Black Revolution book tour. We did the Black Revolution book tour together in South Florida and back in 2018, right? And that's the first time I met him, and we instantly clicked. We have the same mindset. We have the same mission, right? So when I said, you know what, I'm going to do this Haitian history trivia, I couldn't think of anyone else to actually help join me do it, right? So, and he's Haitian. I don't know, he might be more Haitian history than me, right? So I'm gonna bring him up so you guys can meet him. A lot of you already know him. So let me bring him up to the front with me. And that's none other than
Yo.
Man, this man needs no introduction.
Like
Mecca, aka Grimo. What's up, brother?
Frantz. What it is, my brother?
Oh man, you already know what it is.
How's mom? How's dad?
It's funny. I spoke to both of them yesterday. I called them. I was like,
official.
Yeah, man, they're doing good. They had some comforting words for me.
Nah, definitely, for sure. My parents called me too, and definitely had some comforting words, had some wise words.
They've been there before,
Yeah. It's not the first time, and but let's not be insensitive at the same time, but still just understand the dynamics, of what's going on.
Absolutely. So pretty much, Mecca and we're going to co-host this evening. And we want to know how much Haitian history y'all know, right? So we got some people in the room already. We got Oh man, let me do some shout. We got Ahmed, Mecca, Alex and Lori, Celine, Elsie. We got Bob. We got Keith. So we got some few people who's viewing this this evening. And we just want to call up on people. It's educational. It's not necessarily to be like, oh, you don't know this, you don't know that. It's just a fun educational game. We don't have super hard questions, but I have a few hard questions for those who are interested.
Yo, it's always a learning experience, you know what I mean? It's stuff that we still don't know, man. Our story is just so vast. And there's a couple of curveballs in there because, you know, at one point we weren't, telling our own story, so we've got to be able to tell our own story. We've got to change the narrative. The hunter's been telling the story for so long that, the story's been curved. And so we've got to get a hold of the truth, the facts, and deliver it to the people. If that's what we're doing, if we're making books, if we're doing programs, and we're, calling ourselves cultural ambassadors, it is really our obligation to dispel, all the lies and bring the people the truth as well as we know it. Because, there's some stuff that I've been corrected in all, as well. So knowledge is infinite and you can always learn. And so let's make it a learning and a teaching lesson.
Yeah, man. The search for knowledge is a never-ending journey, right?
For sure.
You're always finding out new things. The more you live, the more you learn. The things you knew last year could be completely opposite from the things that you know now. Things that you're advocating for.
Right.
So the more we hear, the more we learn, and we just want to get to the truth, right? So, and that's why Thoroughbred Books exists, right? So here's how Haitian History Trivia is going to work. So we understand that we're streaming live on YouTube and we're also streaming live on Facebook. But the people that are actually here on StreamYard, right, they're the ones that we're actually going to be able to bring up to ask the question, right? So we're going to bring them up live. We're going to get to know them a little bit. Just ask them, what's your name? Where you from? I always want to know where you're from.
Right.
But eventually I know I'm going to hear New York and then we're going to make noise, right? So, so when they come up, we're going to read them the question, see if they know the question, if they know the answer, and if they know the answer, then they get a prize, right? So the people who are streaming on Facebook and on YouTube, you can still participate because we're going to ask a question live, and the first person who comments with the right answer, you're going to win. Right. So if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, you can still participate. But our chat line, our comments line is very delayed here in StreamYard. So I'm just going to look at the first one that pops up on my screen and then with the right answer. And then we're going to get in contact with you because you won. All right. So, man, let's stop beating around the bush, man. I think it's time to just go.
Yo, full throttle. Full throttle. Let's go.
All right, cool. So let's see. Before we got on live, there was a couple of gentlemen, that popped up early. It was like, yo, what's going on? What's good? So we're gonna bring up my brother Ahmed. All right, my brother, there he is. What's good, Ahmed?
Oh, greetings, brother. I'm doing great. Yourself?
Oh man, I'm doing fantastic, brother. Where are you at right now? Where are you from?
Oh, right now I'm in Texas right now, bro.
Oh, Texas.
I'm in Dallas actually at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm from Zimbabwe originally.
Okay. Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So, how do you feel like you are in your Haitian history? Like, I got a whole bunch of questions over here, right? So I got easy ones, I got medium ones, and I got hard ones. So what do you think? You want an easy one, a medium one, or a hard one?
I'll start with the easy one because I'm just starting to learn Haitian history. I learned from Thoroughbred Books. They told me my Haitian history.
Okay, so you got a couple of my books. So if you got a couple of my books, then you should know some of these answers. All right. Okay, so here's the first one. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. What date is Haitian Flag Day?
Haitian Flag Day.
Yes. Haitian Flag Day.
Haitian Flag.
Fête drapeau haïtien.
Is it not July 24th?
It's my father's birthday. That's cool, but not quite.
You got Mecca's father's birthday right.
You got the emperor's birthday right. So hey, blessings.
No, it's not July 24th. It's not July 24th. I was gonna give you a lifeline. I was gonna have Mecca give you a clue, right? But you came with the July 24th, Matt, quick. You said that with a lot of confidence too. Nah, but
because I'm making a mistake. I'm thinking it's Toussaint Louverture's birthday is the flag day. I mean, I mixed it up that way. I was thinking of Toussaint Louverture.
Well, if you would have said Toussaint Louverture, I probably would have given it to you because his Toussaint Louverture's birthday is May 20. And
May 20.
Haitian Flag Day is May 18th. So they're like 2 days apart.
Oh, I missed it.
So you missed it, brother. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? We want to thank you for joining us. You know what, Grimo, I don't have any like parting gifts. I don't have any like you get the question wrong, but you still came up. You did well.
Right.
What's a good like? What you think? You think we should give them something?
I think that put those people on a list, make sure everybody that participated, and then we can always brainstorm instead of just trying to rush what they really deserve. And maybe we could just, definitely, whether it be online or something, send them a token for appearing and definitely contributing to this. Because for a non-Haitian person to want to participate, that says a lot. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And not only they know about their culture, but they learning about other cultures. And that's what really the plan is. We should know about each other. And there should be no absence. Yes. There should be no absence of knowledge about learning about anyone's culture. That just makes you more powerful. But you've got to know your own culture as well. And I think somebody was saying that about July 4th. It's like we live in America, okay, independence. But if you don't know your own independence, that's a big problem. You celebrating somebody else's independence and you don't know your own independence. That's really where the problem lies. It's not that you're celebrating somebody's independence, because I could celebrate my wife's independence. She's from another country. I know my own though as well. And when my time comes, we're celebrating that too. So it's a wholesome, 360 degrees. So appreciate that.
Oh yeah, I'm still learning Haitian history.
Now you know Haitian Flag Day, right? So you remember Haitian Flag Day now?
May 18.
May 18. There you go, brother. That's the whole point of the program, right? So now you can school other people on a little bit of Haitian history, right? So the more we know about each other, the more we understand each other, you know what I'm saying, then the more we could become brothers and sisters. So all right, brother Ahmed, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming up.
Thanks, bro.
Acknowledge me, Ahmed. Yeah, listen to that song. There's a song like that. It says his name in it.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. All right, so let's do one for like the YouTube and the Facebook audience. Let's see how that goes.
Got you.
Right, so that we see the first person who, chimes in on the comments with the right answer, then you win.
You're looking at that, right? Because I'm not looking at that screen right now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, got you.
But someone even said May 18th, Modeline Duval. So you got that one right. But let's see if you get this one right. Okay, you're still there. All right, dang. Let's see. We got some good ones here, man.
You picking them out right now?
Yeah, I got my list right here. All right, so let's do, since it's to a more broad audience, right? Let's do kind of like not an easy one. Let's see if we can do a hard one.
All right.
But not depending on who you are. That's all relative, right? There's some people who know history like the back of their hand. But here's one. All right, here's the question. So if the first person who gets the question right in the comments, and it pops up on my screen, then you're the winner. I'll be able to see your name, so you could be able to, I'll be able to identify you, right? So if you know the answer to this question, then type it in the comments as fast as you can. All right, so which city was the first capital of independent Haiti? Which city was the first capital of independent Haiti? All right, so let's take a look. Let's see if anybody knows that. So everyone knows, like, you know, after the Haitian Revolution, you know, we tried to go away from everything French, and we want to create a new Black nation, right? So that was, so the old capital was Cap Francais, right?
Cap Francais. Cap, yeah.
So after independence, then we changed that capital. I see a couple of wrong answers. I see Naive, I see Cap Haitian. Cap Haitian did become the capital again after Dessalines, Cap Henry Christophe, when he had the Kingdom of Haiti, he made Cap Henry the capital, which is Okap. But no, man, no one got it. No one got it yet, you know.
I thought I heard you say Okap.
No, Okap is not it.
Oh, okay.
No, someone was typed in OCAT in the comments.
Oh, got you. Okay, I heard you say that, and I thought that you were saying the answer.
Yeah, no, I see Milo, I see Cap Haitian, I see Go Naive, but that's not the right answer.
Repeat the question for them again.
All right, the question again. Let me read it to make sure, make sure I'm not saying it wrong, right? I'm reading it right here on the paper. Which city was the first capital of independent Haiti? True do not. Man, you know what? Nobody down here. Let me see if I could bring somebody in from the audience to see if someone knows the answer to that question. All right, let's see. All right, let's bring in Alex and Lori. Alex, Lori, good.
We're good. We're stuck over here.
Yeah, we're like, what?
Oh man,
I'm not too sure. I don't know.
You know what? I try to get some, like, with the hard questions. I try to make them hard enough so that you just can't Google it.
All right, that worked.
It worked. I don't know.
Yeah, man. Nah, it's okay. We're gonna give you another question, but we just brought you up. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody in the greater audience, like over in YouTube world or Facebook world, they didn't know. Well, the people who are watching haven't typed it in yet. So, so that's, I see Petronville, no. Santo Domingo, nah. All right, so
Jeremy,
it doesn't sound like we're getting there, nah. So it was actually the city of Dessalines, right? It's a city called Dessalines, Washington Dessalines. I'm sure you've heard of, maybe.
Yeah.
And after independence, you know, the story goes that Dessalines walked the land barefoot, right? With his mambo, right? And they walked to that town. They were walking all over the country. They get to that town, and he said, "This is it." Right? And then they named that town Dessalines, and that was the first capital of independent Haiti.
Dope.
Wow.
Yeah, cool, right? So
Wow.
now we know. Now that's the whole point of the program, right? Share a little cool knowledge, you know, about Haiti. The more we know about each other, the more we understand each other. You know?
Indeed.
So, all right. So tell me about y'all though first, before we get started. You know, go on with the next question. So where y'all from? Are y'all
well, right now we're in Arlington, Virginia. Originally from Queens, New York.
Awesome.
You know, both Haitian American.
Yeah.
What part of Queens?
Cambria Heights and
Jamaica Queens.
Oh, say a word.
yeah. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, my wife is born and raised in Cambria Heights.
Oh, beautiful,
Oh,
beautiful.
nice.
Yeah, big Haitian population over there. Like definitely Little Haiti on Linden Boulevard.
Heavy.
She's
in
not
the
Haitian
streets.
though. She's Jamaican, but everyone
Okay,
around.
yeah.
Oh,
Those are our neighbors.
yeah.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. She went to what's that? Elementary school, Holy something, Holy.
No,
There's
Sacred
a
Heart.
church right on the
Sacred
corner.
Heart.
Sacred Heart. Sacred Heart.
Okay, yeah. Either
Ain't
that
no-
or
ain't no-
St. Jukman and Mecca.
Yeah, see this. Yeah, Sacred Heart or SSJA, kid. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up. All right, cool. So y'all in Arlington, Virginia. That's cool because that's not far from me either. I'm in Bowie, Maryland. So
Oh, nice.
Arlington, Virginia is not too far.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Mac, you have a question? If you're able to.
I mean, I got just stuff like, you know,
yeah.
from the top.
Let's
I got
do it.
something that I just learned about. I would say maybe a couple of months ago, and you know, like I dive into the Haitian history heavy, but I just found out something. A professor pulled me to the side because, well, let me ask the question first, and then we'll talk about it. Where did the term "sac passé not boulé" come from?
Ooh.
You know, that's our.
I'm gonna take a guess.
People that are not Haitian, you just say "sac passé not boulé." That follows us around. That's
Yeah.
like that's with us like forever. So I'd like that. So I'd like to ask, where did that come from?
I'll take a guess. I mean, I'm gonna take it back to the revolution. Coupe tete boule kai. I could be related there. I don't know.
Okay. How soon are we giving away the answer? Go ahead, yo. I mean, I don't.
Let's see if anybody in the comments knows. So I see. All right, so first, let me. There's a way I could show the comments on the screen. Let me see something. I'll show again. Y'all see that? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I see that now.
Yeah.
Okay, Marissa from the revolution. She said from the revolution. Is that right?
The revolution. Yeah, if you're asking me and I need to confirm,
that's kind of broad, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, if I'm going to confirm, I'm going to say like yes, from revolutionary times. And so we just used to swing it around loosely. Sac passé na boulé. And Haiti was going through so much that during the course of me learning about Haiti and wanting to create a different image for Haiti, I said, you know what? Nous fin boulé, we went through the earthquake we've been through. So nous fin boulé, we finished, you know, like just kind of like some symbolism, you know what I mean? And let's say sac passé n'a pleuvé. You know what I mean? So I switched it up. Like I was like sac passé n'a pleuvé. I thought I was doing something. And in a way still, because the idea is for us to still rise and come out of whatever it is that we're going through. Then a professor pulled me to the side and said, I like the sac passé n'a pleuvé, but don't abandon not boulé. And I was like, wow, it's, you know, like, well, so during revolutionary times, like the brother Alex said, during the whole, you know, coupe tete boule kai, you would ask somebody in the streets, your fellow brother that was going through the same thing that you were going through, that had the same mindset of overthrowing the oppressor and wanting to fight for freedom, you would ask him, sac passé.
Not boule.
Not boule.
Right.
We know what we burn. We burn in the plantations. We burn in the fields. And so that was the mindset to say to each other, sac passé, what's up? You know what it is. It's revolution time.
You know what time it is.
We're going to burn. You know, and so that's just something that, you know, I never knew. My parents didn't even know that. Sometimes a lot of the revolutionary, the harsh history is even kept away from us to, you know, just not to show us how adamant we were, you know, fighting for this liberty. And in return, they used to take our heroes and put them on the stake or hang them so that we can see, just like they do today. And so that we don't fight for that liberty as hard as we fought for that liberty. And so, yes, so that's the answer. Alex, you hit it, but I didn't want to give it away. I still want to keep it juicy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to keep it like, I want to keep it rumbling.
Should have added more suspense to it.
Yeah, that's what it is. I want the violin at the end.
You got to pull out that shell again, man. Come on.
No, man, here you go. All right, no doubt.
There we go. There we go.
Let's go.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you.
That was part of it
Appreciate
also.
you guys.
Yes.
Thank you, Alex and Lori.
Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Queens, Cambria Heights.
So now when we say
Definitely.
sakpase na boule, it has more substance to me now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying it to to my brother like, yo, not boule. Like it was just a slogan. It was a saying, and it was ours. So I was proud to hold on to that and deliver it like whenever I had the opportunity. But now it just has so much more meaning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
words have meaning, man.
And the not boule part doesn't have to necessarily mean. I mean, back then it definitely was physical, but we just burning all the lies. You know what I mean? So it could mean that too. Not boule, we burning the lies and we bringing the truth forward. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. And thank you, Alex and Lori. We appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Thanks for
Thank you for having
us.
us. Appreciate you. It's a great game. Great concept.
Yeah.
So
it's not a game.
AKA Grimo is in charge of the consolation prizes. So you have to talk to him about the prize.
All right, let me start making my list. All right. Alex,
All right, y'all. Peace. Nah, man, that's good. Yeah, no, that's definitely dope. Something along those lines. Professor Bello, right, was saying along those same lines. You mentioned it too. The Coupe Tet Boule Kai is not necessarily what that means either. You know what I mean? Like it has a different definition of Coupe Tet as far as instead of the physical, like chopping off heads, burning down houses as we know it today. It's really talking about oneself and what are you willing to sacrifice for the country, right? Like as far as Coupe Tet, you have to forget everything you know. Boule Kai is like burning down like your own house. You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to sacrifice? You hear about Henry Christophe when the French first came, right? One of his first acts of rebellion was burning down his own house. You know what I'm saying? So that was like the other way of thinking about like Coupe Tet Boule Kai as well. Like, what are you willing to sacrifice for this fight?
Yeah, he said before you burn me or before you take it, burn my own city. You're not getting it.
Yeah, you're gonna be walking in ashes.
Right.
So that's how we roll. All right, so let's do a we gotta go and give a question to the chat now, or to the we're gonna bring someone else up.
Let's sprinkle it around, my brother. There's no boundaries, man. Like whatever you want to do, boom. You put me in charge of the what you call it now. So I'm just
the consolation prize.
Put me in charge of that. You already gave me one responsibility. Here we go. Let's drop the knowledge on our people. What time are we out of here? We got an hour? What is it?
Yeah, we got an hour. Yeah, you got an hour.
Let's drop the knowledge. Let's go. Next.
All right, let's do it. All right, so this is a question for everybody, right? So you could put the question, you could put the answers, type it in the comments if you know the answer. All right, so let's see. I'll drop an easy one. Who is this quote attributed to? In overthrowing me, you have done no more than cut down the trunk of the tree of the Black liberty in Saint-Domingue. It will spring back from the roots, but they are numerous and deep. Who is that quote? Which revolutionary hero is that quote? I've seen different versions of that same quote, but the same, what I'm saying, meaning. Who is that? So let's see. Oh, we got a right answer. Look at this, mad quick.
I see it.
You see it? It popped.
LC in the building. For sure.
Andy's, is that Solage?
On I only see, well, I don't know. Are you looking at the StreamYard chat?
Yeah, but I'm able to kind of put it on the screen too, but
okay,
it's all good. It says Andy Solage, Toussaint Louverture. Thank you. So I see some other people know it, but the first one that pops up on the chat, that's the winner. So,
Oh, I just figured out
the
a
winner
tab.
is Andy. So, Andy, congratulations. Yes, of course. For those who know the story of Toussaint and the quote, and he was pretty much arrested by the French during
Kidnapped.
arrested, kidnapped, assassinated as well.
Yeah. Arrested means kind of like you did something and then you need to, you know what I mean? I like it. Like he was taken from, the idea of speaking at the round table to figure out, what was going to be done next with his intel. And, they were saying like, okay, let's figure this out. Let's try to, your ideas are very important. And they didn't, when people of military, sit at the round table. There's no corners, no ideas end in any particular place. It's all, everything is just 360 degrees. We're sharing ideas on how we can solve something that's symbolic to all of us. And that's what the circle represents, 360. And they didn't honor that. They didn't honor the code of, military strategy. They just, they kidnapped them.
Yeah, man, it's terrible. I mean, some people would say, he should have known. Or, I mean, the thing is, it's at that point you really realize the type of evil you're dealing with. Like people who would, their word means nothing, and their mission is just to rule everything in sight, and they'll do whatever it takes to get it. Right?
Frantz.
And yes.
No, go ahead. Go finish what you were saying. Go ahead. I thought you were done.
Yeah. So, when you try to give the enemy the benefit of the doubt of maybe the truth, or maybe they'll see things your way, they've proven all through history that they will double cross you, right? So that's what happened. And as they took him away, not just him, his whole family, right? His wife, his children, his godfather, I believe was there as well. So they put him on a boat. He was in his residence, which is, I believe, is Ennery, and they put him on a boat to Pat Haitian, or Pat Francais, which is the capital at the time. And they put him and his whole family on another boat to France, where they jailed him at Fort de Joux, a high, like castle type, old school dungeon near the Alps, where the temperatures are freezing. And they pretty much, locked him up, and he died in that jail, right? But while he was on the boat, he gave the quote, "In overthrowing me, you have done no more than cut down the trunk of the tree of the Black Liberty in Saint Domingue. It will spring back from the roots, for they are numerous and deep."
Let's like, what does that mean? Because it sounds so good, and maybe we can ask somebody what that means. Like,
Okay, yeah, I like that.
I think that's so deep that there's a meaning in there that we need to understand.
100%.
And while that's happening, I have actually a painting of that, of what was actually taking place. Let me move this over to where.
Oh yeah, look at that. That's dope. Yeah.
So that's him there. You see the boat. You see the symbolic boat in the back. That boat's
that's the boat that they took him on.
Yeah, that boat.
It was the Creole was the boat, I believe. Someone please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the boat that took them from to Cap Haitian, I keep saying Cap Haitian, Cap Francais was the Creole, and then he went from Cap Francais to France on a boat called the Heroes. So yeah, that's a powerful painting. Yeah, that he went to the meeting, and the person who was supposedly a friend of his friend, right, that invited him to the meeting, had him there. He walked out of the room, and the next thing you know, French troops around him with their guns, crazy, doing the same thing, right? Things haven't changed much.
Things haven't changed much.
All right, so let's get back to the. You said you wanted someone to see what that quote meant to you.
Yeah, just real quick. I think I see. Just so we could kind of move. Shep Suheru commented, and he put the root still there. So the root of that liberation tree, just like a tree, you know, if you cut the trunk, then you know that doesn't mean the tree is dead.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean? Anybody that has a house that knows that if they cut the tree and that tree's close to your house, you haven't really finished the job. Those roots can still get into those pipes. Those roots can still go under that house. And so, in a metaphoric way, parallel way, he was saying that, you know, like it's almost like this is what we're doing right now is part of that root, is an extension of that root. So whatever he put in place at that time, the message, the efforts, the struggle, the fight, the success, the achievements, all of that is part of the same revolution that he was fighting for. You know, we each have different paths and we each have different lanes, but you know, what the job that he started was so deep rooted that even years after, as you can see, like there is a Frantz, there is a Heru, there is a Frantz, there is a Mecca, and we each are so passionate about what we do and delivering a message that will liberate, you know, locked up minds to really understand the dynamics and the rich history of IET and why it's in the situation that it is right now.
100%.
Thank you. Malrissa said the movement cannot be stopped. Just like you cut a tree, it can still grow. Indeed. Facts.
Joanna says in the private chat, I apologize, everybody. I know that we've had a couple of people that's tried to come onto the StreamYard with us so that they could participate.
Right.
But I could only have 10 people, right? So it keeps sending me a message that somebody is, you know, trying to get in. But if you can't get in on StreamYard, then definitely check us out on my YouTube channel and also on my Facebook channel. Right, so which is both Thoroughbred Books. Right, just type in Thoroughbred Books, and you'll be able to see. But Joanna, who's actually in our StreamYard, we have a private chat. She says, "The revolution is beyond bigger than me. You may kill me, but the vision, belief that fuels us continues to burn, and someone else will take up the mantle fight."
Yes.
That's exactly what it is. The roots are planted. You know, he did his job, and he pretty much said that he did his job, right? Like, he's not worried. His job, the job that he came to do, he did it. So if they gotta take him now, they gotta take him now. But he knows that they're never going back, you know, to slavery. You know, it's freedom or death. That's it, right? So,
For sure.
So yeah, so thanks for that contribution, Joanna. All right, so let's see. I think I'm ready for another question.
Let's
You
go.
asked a hard one. That was actually kind of hard. Like you kind of.
We can't. You know, I mean, I understand that, like, you know, it's, but I understand. Yeah, but nah.
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean, like, facts is facts, and we got to give it to them. We can't. There's no time for diluting it anymore, unless they can't digest it. You know what I mean? If it's in baby form, we give it to them in liquids. You know, but like if it comes in solid form, hopefully they got teeth and they can chew, and that it's way too rich to be, you know, let's put it this way. You know what I mean? But there's just certain answers that people should know, that we think that we should know, and so we call them easy. But like, it's all factual information, informative information, knowledge that we all should know anyway.
That's what this whole thing's about, right? Just like learning some new stuff. You know, Mecca and I, we really Haitian history is a passion of ours, right? So we kind of like to get into the nitty gritty with it. So we know a lot more things, and some of these things are pretty cool, you know. So we like to share it with people.
Indeed.
So, all right. So how about this? I'm gonna ask another question. So same thing. If you guys are in the comments, first person to type in the right answer gets gets to win. But if y'all can't do it, then we're gonna bring somebody else up from the audience. I'll see if they can answer. All right, so let's see. I'll do another easy one.
Did you just say easy, Frantz?
All right, here we go. Here's one. All right. Prior to her capture by slave traders, Victoria Monteau, affectionately called Tantoya by Dessalines, was a fierce fighting warrior from which African kingdom? So, which African kingdom was Tantoya a fierce fighting warrior for? Let's see. Oh, someone got it.
Bam. Ooh.
Celine. Celine beat Joanna by a hair, and Andy got it too here on the chats. But it came in first on the private chat. All right,
see
so Celine, congratulations, Celine Leduc. So the answer, I didn't say the answer yet. The answer is she wrote was Benin. Benin, Dahomey, right? Same thing. Benin is the name today, but it was the Kingdom of Dahomey, which is in Benin City. So I will take Benin, even though Joanna said Dahomey. So, man, Joanna's dropping stuff here in the chat too. So I'm gonna have to give something to her.
Just to be a little clear, so you just mentioned a fierce woman that fought in the revolution, in the Haitian Revolution, and you do have a book that mentions how many do you name in here? Because growing up, I never knew about. They didn't teach. They always had the mindset that just like everything else, male dominated. The music industry is male dominated. The revolution, the way that they painted it, male dominated. So now that we're opening our minds, we're starting to see that women even strapped on their boots and were holding rifles. AR, you know what I mean? So it's way deeper than what we even been learning. That's why I said that as much as we know, there's still a lot to unlearn, and we have to be the the ones that really tell the story. Facts.
Absolutely, man, and the stories are so amazing. That's why I cannot believe that I didn't know any of this stuff, right? Like, it's such a rich history. There's so many characters. It's so many real people. We don't need to have any other heroes than these Haitian revolutionaries, right? And they lived by every code. Most of them were like people of great character. You know what I mean? Whether you agree with them or not. You had so many great leaders during that time period, all in the same, revolutionary era. So that's why thoroughbred books exist, right? Like, I don't want to keep these stories to myself. The world needs to know these stories, and also there are lessons to be learned, right? These are not, fiction stories. These aren't. This is history. This is our stories, right? And these are our ancestors, and they left a legacy for us. So we need to be able to study that legacy that they left for us, so that we can carry on the things that they started. So, but we can't do that if we don't know about them. So that's why we have Haiti, the first Black Republic, right? Which I just dropped the second edition. This is the first book that I ever wrote. Published it in 2015, and it's still my #1 seller. It's just the basics. Now you can get it on Amazon. It's so easy. The paperback edition, it's like $12. But then we get deeper with Bookman, you know, the story of Wakaima or Bookman and Cecile Fatima. So that's also on Amazon for those who are interested. Just type in Bookman Black Revolution. It'll pop up. That's on Amazon. Um, yeah, man. So we're just trying to get the stories out, you know, because there's a lot to be learned from them, I believe. Um, so what's up with you, Mecca? What you got going on, man? I know you're always into something.
Oh, you saying what I got going on, or we talking about questions?
Nah. Let's take a break with the questions for now. We're in halftime right now, so I got a couple
Gotcha.
more questions. I'm gonna bring some people up from the chat. These people, you're gonna have to show your faces. Some of y'all, if you're trying to come up and talk with me and Mecca, you have to show your face.
Come on.
Right. So those who can turn your cameras on, then I'm gonna bring y'all up in just a minute. But I know my brother Mecca, you know, he does a lot of great things down in South Florida. TIET, you know, he's an ambassador. You know, I remember every time I go down there, he rolls down the red carpet.
I have to. Anybody coming to my city, anybody coming to the city, I mean, not claim it like that, but you know, I think that, you know, I've been in Little Haiti enough, and I've been fortunate enough to kind of land here also, because I was in New York and then we moved here. We could have moved to any place else. We moved to a place where who would have known that my destiny would have led me to Little Haiti. At that time, it was the only Little Haiti, and I'm glad that there's a Little Haiti in Brooklyn now. There's Little Haitis, and you know, popping up because we're showing our strength in numbers. And if there's little Chinas in different places and little Spanish Harlem and, you know, different, you know, stuff like that, then I think that we should definitely have our claim in this also. We, you know, we're so large in numbers and have taken over like communities. And so if they're dominated, I, you know, see why, you know, strength is in numbers. That on some new fall, you know, fell our force that, you know, Little Haiti was basically actually really kind of like, you know, kind of helped shape me even further, because I was young when I was in New York, so it was a different experience. I wasn't really out in the streets like that. When I came out here, then I was driving and I was out in the streets, and that's where more of my, you know, I think substantial experiences. I started to really go into Little Haiti, and it's the only place that I would smell food like I was in Haiti. It reminded me just of Haiti. You know, the Creole, the mom and pop stores, the mashans, they used to be right there on the sidewalk, and just like gentrification, just like in Harlem, they started taking them off the sidewalk. They started, you know, gentrification. Because of gentrification, the mom and pop stores couldn't afford, you know, being there anymore. And so, you know, if you take the mom and pop stores that are genuinely sell what it is to their community that we eat, and now there's nobody's selling banan or pickles, the original pickles. Now you got, you know, some other supermarket there trying to sell us some different types of foods. And it was a great cultural ecosystem to live in, to be in, even if you didn't live there and you were just steps away or blocks away. You know, we do Sounds of Little Haiti on third Friday of the month of every month. I host Sounds of Little Haiti for the past 5 years. Every last Friday of the month, I host a poetry night called Poetic Lakai. That's every last Friday of the month. This month is going to be this month. Yeah, this. As a matter of fact, yeah, you came in January 2019.
Yep.
All I did was saw your book, reached out to you. I was like, that's my brother. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah. I was like, he got to come out here, and we facilitated it, and beautiful. And then you came back out, and we got on the tour with Baina, you know, with Empress Baina Bello on, you know, on the Black Revolution book tour. Absolutely. And I was honored to be a part of that. Shouts out my dude Reginald Crossley and ATL for sure. IECN's in the building.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
man. We go back now, man. It's like I remember those early days. So, and I was like, man, yo, this guy. I need to get in contact with this guy. And because you've been putting in work for a while, so I knew when I came down there and I needed that extra push. You know, I was like, you know what? Let me call on my brother, and you know, you came through. So I appreciate you for that. So
we do that. We do that for each other, man. We have to. I can't look at you as a threat or competition, even though I'm a poet and I have books also. So, but and that's been the ideology that divided us. Together we are strong, and that's we need to hold to that. You know what I mean? Put our resources together, even if we have the resources.
Someone said he looks like you, son.
Yes, my man Reg. I mean, everybody gonna see the similarities. We probably are related and don't know because of the dynamics of everything
Nah,
that's
there's
going
that picture
on.
we had. That picture we had in Little Haiti when we both had on the 2 cent shirts. The last
Yeah,
time
yeah, yeah. Right.
All right, cool. All right. So let's go ahead. Let's go with another question. You want to ask the last question? Last question, and we got a right answer. So I must be throwing softball. So why don't you go ahead and you ask the next question?
Oh, then I'm just gonna say, let me see. Okay. So I know that like on May 18th, this is one of the first questions we talked about. May 18th is Haitian Flag Day. And I know on Haitian Flag Day, being in the schools, I wanted to go where all the celebrations were taking part. But then when I asked questions about why are you celebrating, and also about the flag, like they got the flags on and stuff like that. So I want somebody to tell me at least 4 elements that you recognize on the flag.
Mm.
Some people may just look at it like a blur. They see a cat, like whatever. Like,
All right, repeat the question real quick.
name 4 things that you see in the coat of arms in the Haitian flag. 4 elements, 4 things that you may see.
4 elements. So
What
first
what what
person
what are there?
type it in the comments. 4 elements. 4.
This has a part 1, part 2, and who
Yeah.
created the coat of arms?
And who created the coat of
And
arms?
who created the coat of arms?
Ooh. All
Mm.
right. So someone's saying, okay, Alexander is on so far. So Alexander
Okay.
Jean-Baptiste.
All right.
Cannons. Try to put them all in the same line.
Yeah.
So you got 2. You got cannons. You got palm trees.
Hold up. You saying the answer? Oh, okay. I guess can everybody else see his answers?
Oh, you can't see them?
No, I can see him, but can like Reg
Oh,
see them? Can Heru
nah.
see them?
Okay. He's
Oh,
on Facebook, so only people
okay.
on Facebook can probably
Okay,
see.
because I see you calling them out right now, just in case somebody else has some stuff.
Oh wait, someone got some. Elsie typed in. All right, so someone asked, why do I have a private chat?
Yeah, I think Heru just wanted to know because we have the StreamYard and there's only
Yeah,
10 people. So
yeah, I invited people onto StreamYard with us so that we could bring them up live to ask them questions. So there's another chat just with the other 10 people who are with us live.
right.
On StreamYard.
Right. So just to be clear, this is streaming on Facebook and where else, Frantz?
It's streaming on Facebook, on my Facebook channels, and it's also streaming on YouTube.
Okay, got you.
Yeah, so I see some of my YouTube peoples. I see Shep Su Heru.
Yeah.
Yeah, so YouTube is out here repping. Reginald is on YouTube.
Yeah.
So all right. So wait, where's Elsie? Okay, yeah. So Elsie, this is what Elsie said. Elsie said, the leaves, cannon, a woman, and the slogan. Is that right?
I don't think I ever saw a woman. If we're talking about the current flag, I never saw a woman.
Oh, she said I meant to say the woman sold it. No,
but what are the?
So you asked for 3 elements about the flag, or 3 things that you can see on the coat of arms?
Right, on the coat of arms. Yes.
All right. So Elsie, that wasn't. So the woman that kind of took you out. All right. So let's see. We got. All right. Let me put this one up on the screen. Can you see that, Grimo?
At the bottom.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yes.
All right. So the red and blue. So this is Marissa or Is it Marissa? And
yeah,
the
Marissa.
red and blue with the white ripped out to symbolize the removal of France. Cannons to symbolize the revolution. The palm tree is a spiritual reference, and I believe Boyer created the arms flag created by Catherine Flon and Akaye in 1803. All right, so this is your question. So you're going to give her, what are you going to say to Marissa?
Yeah, so Marissa, for the most part, like, yeah, definitely. Boyer didn't create the coat of arms. It was the first president of Haiti, Alexander Pétion. So Pétion was the first president, and he created the coat of arms. Before that, there was no, I mean, the coat of arms as we know it right now. He created that coat of arms. There was no coat of arms. I'm not gonna say there's no coat of arms because in the previous flags, you'll see some emblems, you'll see some things there, but Pétion created the coat of arms that we know right now. L'Union fait la force, the palm tree. I have and who? Yeah. So I just said Alexander Pétion. Bam. I was just gonna ask that. Andy just said the Liberty cap, the Liberty cap at the top of the tree. I
Yes.
just want I want to say something about the Liberty
I
cap.
should have pulled up a picture of it.
Right.
For people to see. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. All right. All right. Let's zoom in on that Liberty Cat that you're talking about. Okay.
Now I want to say something about that Liberty cap,
All right.
and this is like real deep stuff, and unless you really tap into the information. So our people were really Moors. Toussaint, Dessalines, those brothers were Moors, and so the Liberty cap, from my understanding, is a fez. I don't like to call it a hat or anything like that. It's a fez, and do a little bit of research on it. It's the velvet burgundy propped up. You'll see a lot of not necessarily just but you'll see the Moors wear it a lot.
Yeah.
And
Actually, I
so
have some book covers that have what you're talking about on it.
tap
Yeah.
into the information about what a Moor is, sovereign people. Toussaint was definitely a Moor. Dessalines was a Moor. Most of those guys that were in those high establishments, those high positions, they were Moors to begin with. They were Moors. They were navigators of the sea, and that's why they were powerful the way that they were. And so the hat, speaking to somebody that's an elder and that's wiser than I am, he said that's a fez. I know people say Liberty cap, and but there's no explanation behind what a Liberty cap, but people they were Moors, and so they put somebody said that that's not true. I hear you, respect.
Oh yeah, the YouTube people, they'll come for you, bro. The YouTube folks,
I got you.
they got no chill.
It's all.
But
I mean, it's all out of love, and if somebody has something else, this is what that learning experience is. Let's just keep the
hey,
you know what
listen,
I mean, the wording, so official.
indeed, nah, man, it's for sure. And what you mentioned about the coat of arms, the flag before that, the national flag was the black and red, right? Dessalines flag.
Right.
And then when the country split, they went with the Republic in the South, and then they went with the Christophe created the kingdom in the North. Christophe kept the black and red, and he put actually a coat of arms. The lions, the two lions.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a coat of arms on his, and then Pétion and them down in the South, they did the blue and red, and they put their, and like you said, Pétion, as I understand the story to be as well, Pétion created the coat of arms as well. I put it on there. So yeah, man, absolutely. So are you gonna give that to who said that? Who said that's Marissa? All right, Marissa, you get a gift from Mecca, aka Grimo.
And so listen. So in that same breath, this, like I said, this is I don't claim to know it all. I elder, even before I knew what it was, and I was calling it a Liberty cap. An elder stepped to me that's wiser than I am and that has a wealth of knowledge, and so I'm sharing that knowledge. But if that is we have to be the ones to check each other. So I'm glad the brother Robert came on, and he checked me on it, and so I challenge us all to just like look for that information so that we can find out, so that the next time we talking, or if we can email somebody, probably somebody send you a message on YouTube and say, yo, I found it. You know what I mean? This is what it is. And, so let's do it like that.
Yeah, man, absolutely, man. When you're on this knowledge journey, man, you hear so many different things. like I said, you know, and it's on us to you know, take that in and and first reflect on that information, right? Like, you know, does it make sense to me and my beliefs? You know, as long as we're the ones that's telling our stories, we always have ourselves in the positive light. That's the main thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it's not supposed to be a disrespectful type of thing.
Right. Right.
It's holding us to, like, in a better light than how others write our history does.
Right.
Right? We're not going to disparage our ancestors, right? We weren't there. Nobody was there, right, to
Right.
document, you know what I'm saying, a lot of these stories. So, you know, a lot of it is, you know, it comes to us in different ways. And if it makes us feel good about our ancestor, you know, we repeat what we know. And then, you know, it's not anything to put anyone down. So, you know, so that's the way we run, man. We always hold our ancestors up and pay a lot of respect, and that's what we do. Especially my brother Mecca, aka Grimo, you know,
There's a
and
wealth
thoroughbred books. So for
there's a
sure,
there's a wealth of knowledge being written as well. So, you know, again, like I said, like we're all in here to learn together. We're not just two guys standing up here and saying this is what it is. This is a discussion. And you know, from I guess our experiences and being like in, you know, in the pool so much, we do have a wealth of knowledge, but knowledge is infinite and we still can learn from other sources. Definitely.
absolutely. All right, so let me do a couple of more questions. I'm gonna do like should we stay on for a little bit longer? We already been on an hour. That hour went by mad quick.
Yeah, it did go by quick. I mean, I'm still cool. I'm here.
You good? All
Yeah.
right, everybody in the comments, if y'all good, then say you know you want us to go for like another 15, 20 minutes or so. You know what I'm saying? I know my brother Mecca, aka Green, Grimo got money to go get. I don't want to keep him too long.
Oh, I thought you said I thought you said I got money. I was
Oh
like,
no,
what?
no, I didn't say.
I said, well, my brother threw me under the bus
Come
like
on,
that.
man. Yo, listen. I know you got that stash under
Hey,
the mattress, bro.
nah, I'm rich, but I'm rich, but I don't have money.
All right, let's bring somebody up from the crowd. I'm gonna start picking on my StreamYard peoples. All right, Celine. Let's see if we can bring Celine up in the mix. Hey, Celine. Oh, I can't hear you. Are you on mute? Oh, yeah, your mic. We can't hear you. I could see you just fine, but we can't hear you. Let me try to remove you and bring you back on. Hold on one second. I think Celine is like in the UK or something. I know I owe you. All right. You there? Oh no, can't hear you. We can see you, so if I knew sign language, I could tell you the next question. But go ahead and you could answer the question in the chat if you answer, just like how you answered the last one. So congratulations, Celine is the one who got the right answer for one of the other questions. I forgot which one it was. So Celine is on top of her Haitian history.
Oh man. All right. Let's get it. That's what
Hi,
it is.
Celine. We'll see you. Bye. All right. All right, cool. So, well, since that didn't work out, we'll just do another one. And then the first person who, oh, wait, let's see, private chat. Santoya, sound good, more time, maybe 15 minutes more. All right. Elsie said, maybe 15 minutes more.
Let's get it.
All right, so let's get it. Ooh, the Black Jacobin. Someone dropped the Black Jacobin. I'll give that a shout out. One of my favorites.
Yeah, that's CLR James. Black Jacobins for sure. Robert, that's a good one. Thank you for the info.
All right, here's a question. All right, so the winner of this question gets actually a prize. All right, and we're gonna figure that out. We're gonna figure the prizes out.
Mhm.
All right. So here's the question. Y'all ready? All right. The Dessalines loyalist and one of the first biographers of independent Haiti, Boiron Tonnerre, was said to be drinking heavily while criticizing an important document as being too tame. He stayed up all night rewriting which historical document? Should I ask that question again?
Yeah.
All right. The Dessalines loyalist and one of the first biographers of independent Haiti, Boiron Tonnerre, was said to have been drinking heavily while criticizing an important document as being too tame. He stayed up all night rewriting which historical document? All right, I'm seeing a couple of wrong answers.
Check on Robert.
Robert, the Haitian Constitution, nope. Joanna, the Haitian Constitution, nope. The Haitian Act of Independence, the Declaration of Independence, right? Boiron Tonnerre, the author, right? Man, I love the story behind that one. It said that the original declaration, because the Americans have their Declaration of Independence, right? So we had our own Haitian Declaration of Independence, but it was being written by someone who was kind of like trying to model it after the American independence, right? And it didn't really state. It's two different situations of what they're getting independent from, right? Right, like with the American colonies and Great Britain, it wasn't the same type of declaration of independence. It's not like they were being enslaved by Great Britain, right, for generations. So Boiron Tonnerre saw the one that was written and was like, you know what, this is not it. This is not that's when we get the quote: to write our independence, we need the blood of a white man for ink, a bayonet for a pen, and his skull for an inkwell. Right? Boiron Tonnerre, before he sat down and wrote the Declaration of Independence. And if you haven't read the Haitian Declaration of Independence, I encourage you to Google it, like right now, because that's how you state that you're independent. They weren't given independence. They took their independence and they let them know what they were separating from and the direction we wanted the country to go. So definitely read. There's an English version. I think Laurent Dubois, author, he published a English version of it. I mean, whenever you get things translated, it's not the same, but I think they did a pretty good job. So yeah, man, it's powerful. Definitely take a look. And also the Haitian Constitution, you want to take a look at that too. There's a couple of, the Haitian Constitution changes a lot, but from the original, revolutionary era, you had the Toussaint Louverture Constitution, right? 1801, and then you have the first Empire of Haiti Constitution that Dessalines had, right, in 1805. So those two constitutions are out there. You can research those and read those, and they're very powerful. So yeah, man. So Boiron Tonnerre. What was the question? Oh, he stayed up all night writing which historical document? Yeah, no one got that. They said the whatchamacall, the Constitution. Was that too hard? You think that was too hard, Mecca?
Nah, that was cool. And I don't think like I said, like as far as easy, hard, as long as the truth comes from that, and even if it's not at this point, just like how there was discussion, it still leaves us to leave here to go research. And that's
Absolutely.
that's what all of us should be doing anyway. Even the stuff that everybody applauds,
That's a
like go
fact.
back and like the information. That's what I like so much about discussion, because I need somebody to tell me like, yo, brother, bam, 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 bam. And in no way do I discredit, like, definitely I know that the root of it all is Africa. You know what I mean? So I definitely am not oblivious to African
Absolutely.
traditions and the origin of life.
Hey man, we all come from there. All right, so let me go in real quick to this next one because I don't want to spend too much more time. So let's see. Man, I actually got two good ones.
Let's go.
All right, this one, how about multiple choice? You think a multiple choice would be good?
That makes it that if I can say easy now, now I can say easy. If that's gonna make it, at least the stuff will be. It had to be one of those, and so that at least that gives
Right.
it a little
Yeah,
leverage.
I used to love multiple choice, yo. Like for some reason, I always go with the middle one. But, that shows you how great of a student I was. Okay, here's the next question. So if you know the answer to this question, then type it in the chat. All right, not the chat, the comments or whatever it is. All right. So man, it's kind of hard because I have to look between the comments and the private chat because the people in the private chat, they got it popping over here. They know their Haitian history in here. All right. So
Peace.
all right. So real cool. All right, real quick. Which of these? All right. This is the next question. So as soon as you know the answer, type it in the comments. All right. Which of these heads of state had the longest tenure in office? Francois Duvalier, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, or Jean-Pierre Boyer? Should I read that question again?
Yes, please.
All right. Which of these heads of state had the longest tenure in office? Francois Duvalier, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, or Jean-Pierre Boyer? Ooh, it's popping. Let's see. Okay. Elsie said Duvalier. Celine said Duvalier. Alexander says Duvalier. All of y'all are wrong. Dessalines, definitely not. Dessalines was like the shortest, like 2 years. So the answers are. Should I just give the answer, or should I? Yeah, let me just give the answer. We gotta get going. I'm moving a little slow. We only did like 5 questions. All right, let's see. So the question was this: which of these heads of state had the longest tenure in office? Francois Duvalier, Jean-Jacques Dessalines, or Jean-Pierre Boyer? I think I saw the right. Oh, Andy Solage Boyer. That's the right answer.
All right.
Jean-Pierre Boyer. So the question was, which of these heads of state had the longest tenure in office? And here are the answers. Francois Duvalier was from 1957 to 1971, right? That's when he died. So that was a period of 14 years, okay? Jean-Jacques Dessalines, he was head of state and independence, 1804, but then he was assassinated, right? 2 years later, 1806. And then we have Jean-Pierre Boyer, who was the second president of the Republic of Haiti, and then ultimately the first president of, combining the North and the South. Jean-Pierre Boyer, he became president in 1818, right after the death of Alexander Pétion. He assumed the presidency, and he was. Well, I'm not going to say anything. He was out as president at 1843, which was a period of 25 years. So out of those 3, and really, he is the longest, head of state in Haitian history, Jean-Pierre Boyer, for 25 years from 1818 to 1843. So good job, Andy. Andy, that was dope. You got the answer. I mean, it was multiple choice. So
I don't discredit the multiple choice. Multiple choice is cool too, you know?
Yes, indeed. Nah, man, I love multiple choice.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, indeed. So yeah, you were well, you know what? A lot of people do say Papa Doc, but he died after 14 years, right? But if you include the whole dynasty, Duvalier dynasty, then that ended with Baby Doc in what 1986, I think it was. So if you take the beginning of Duvalier and the beginning of Papa Doc and the ending of Baby Doc, then you're talking about 57 to 86. So that would be like what? Like 30, like about 30 years, something like that. But if you look at them individually, then Boyer was the longest head of state. So, and of course, Boyer is known for, a lot of different things. He was in power the longest. And it's so funny. You can always tell the president about, what type of legacy they leave, right? There's so many great things that in our history that our forefathers left us, Citadel, Sanssouci Palace and stuff. And then when you think about some people, especially the ones who are in power the longest, what did they leave? For Haiti, except, the debt. That's what he's known for, right? The debt to France, which what he agreed to. Well, I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to the story, but at the end of the day, he signed off on it, right? The reparations to France for us liberating ourselves, right? 160 million, something ridiculous like that. 40 billion, like $50 billion into today's money. Like, who pays for their own? We bought our own freedom with our own blood. So now you're telling us that we have to pay out of our pocket, which, crippled the country immensely. So, but that's what the first thing I think about Boyer is that, right? So, and it's hard to get past that because I'm not sure. I've never really gotten too much deep after that. I know he did a lot of programs with the United States, try to get the black population to move to Haiti and give them Haitian citizenship because it was during the time of slavery and stuff like that. So he did try to, things like that, but to me, he's known for the debt. That's it. And that might be a little bit short-sighted on my side, and I admit that. All right, man. Yeah, so I don't know, man. That was fun, man. What you think?
That was, I mean, definitely it was informative. I mean, learning is fun, and deciphering, just different types of, questions and answers. I think that we all learn, at a point in time. We can't lose, doing the stuff like this.
Yeah, man, absolutely. Man, it's all about education. It's all about my whole mission from the very beginning is just I want people to understand what Haiti has been through. You know what I mean? Like they've been through a lot, right? And they also accomplished a lot, right? And they've accomplished things that no other nation has accomplished, right? And there are a lot of people, a lot of evil people who will never forget it, right? And would never let them, as long as they're in power, they will never let Haiti, while not on their watch, you know what I mean? They'll do their best to keep Haiti down. But the Haitian people, we're proud people, we're strong people. And I just, we're gonna get through it. And we're gonna see the end. We are, and we're gonna be on top again. I believe it in my heart, right? So, because they're trying to kill us, but we're not dying. You're not gonna extinguish us, You know what I mean? You could try all you want, but it's not going to happen, right? So as long as we have breath, as long as we have, life, then we got, our existence is, our protest. As long as we here, we're gonna keep fighting for what we believe in. So with history, that's all part of it, right? You have to know where you came from in order to know where you're going.
Mhm.
And the sooner we can teach that our stories to the youth, the better, right? Because with media and YouTube and kids being locked into their phones and their TVs all day long, they seeping all the way into your children's minds. And by the time they're 13, 14, you know what I mean? Like it's a hard rebuilding process. It's not impossible, right? But if you can get them earlier, if you can mold them earlier, and let them know these stories. These stories they fill you with pride, right? To know about Toussaint Louverture, to know about Jean-Jacques Dessalines, people who were on the lowest, level of society, enslaved, treated as beasts of burden, and they rose up, right? And they accomplished what some would say is the impossible. So those are great stories. They're great role models, and that's why I'm dedicated to telling their stories. So before I leave, I just want to drop real quick because I gotta let y'all know that I got books for sale.
Good.
Right. So definitely check out the website. Thoroughbredbooks.com, www.thoroughbredbooks.com. I don't put the UGH in thoroughbred, so that's THOROBRED books. And check out the books, man. We got some new stuff that's coming out. Let me see if I can share some on the screen. Well, first, y'all know the lineup already, right? So y'all already know. Hopefully, y'all all got that one. If y'all don't have that one, go to Amazon right now.
Mhm.
And pick up Haiti. Get the paperback version. It's the second edition, new information, new illustrations. Right? That's only $12.99. And then also, I got She Rose of the Haitian Revolution. Blockbuster. I mean, it was such a honorable experience working with Professor Baina Bello on this book, collaborating on that. It was truly an honor. And we went on to do a lot of other great things together. So She Rose of the Haitian Revolution is an absolute classic. Our brother, Kervin Andre, A Comics Art on the illustrations. So that's on Amazon as well. Just type in She Rose of the Haitian Revolution. You'll see all that. And what else I got for them? I'm about to release this one, Mecca. I got this one coming up. I already came out after Haiti. I came out with Makandal in 2017, right?
Right.
So I learned so much more new information about Makandal and different things. So one thing with being an author is I never read my books. Right after I publish them, I never read them again because I always want to change things. We just talked about, right, like things that we know today that we didn't know last year or the year before. So imagine you publishing a book from 5 years ago, right, and how much more stuff you've learned and how much more things you want to put in there. So that's why I came out with the second edition of Makandal. Right? So I changed the book cover for those who have Makandal now. I got a new book cover. I worked on this with my illustrator. We worked on this book cover for a long time, but I got Makandal there, blowing into a conch shell. We got like some of the poisonous plants in the background. We got some Vive in there. We got his hand, missing. So definitely, you want to pick this one up. Makandal, the Black Messiah, second edition. It's on pre-order status right now. So, I'm waiting on copies to get here. But as soon as they come in, it's going to be fire. We're going to send those out.
Official.
Indeed. And then, of course, I just dropped this one.
Ooh.
The epic story of Toussaint Louverture. A lot of y'all joined a couple of weeks ago when I did the reading. Man, I love this book so much. This book is actually a poem written by, that tells the story of Toussaint Louverture, right? The whole story. It's not a short poem. It's like a long poem, but we put illustrations to it, and it came out great. I actually have one of the copies right here. So it's a board book, like a kid's board book. So the whole idea is like, you have little kids, you read them story time books, and you could read these while they're going to bed, so they know the story of Toussaint. And it's sort of like a coming of age story. So it's not just revolution. It's like when Toussaint was a baby, and he's enslaved on the plantation, and then growing up, to be a revolutionary, right, and leading the Haitian Revolution. So it's really cool. I'm very proud of this one. We worked hard on it, and the author is super dope, Denise Latour in New York. So definitely check out the website. That's not on Amazon yet, but you could pre-order on my website. I should have copies in the next couple of weeks. I don't know. I think that's all I'm going to reveal. I got other things I could reveal. I'm working on so much, Mecca, man.
Right. I hear you. You're supposed to be fully engulfed in whatever it is that you're doing, ready to service the people.
Absolutely. So definitely check out thoroughbredbooks.com. Check out Amazon. Just type in any of the book titles and they'll pop up. And then, you can support Thoroughbred Books so that we can continue doing this work.
For sure.
All right, man. Hey, Grimo, man, I had a blast, man. We might have to do this one again.
Oh, no, it's mandatory. I think once we started this and we get the responses that I've made some new, definitely some bonds right there. And I think that it's definitely necessary that the follow-up with information, just like in a book club or whatever it is, like I think the follow-up is very, I got some work to do just from this. And that's healthy for me because I'm a presenter, I'm an orator, I'm a speaker. And so, you know what I mean? Like, let's get it, man. Like research is only going to make us bigger. If we don't go back and try to tighten up and see if what this person says is facts and whatever it is, then we're not doing our own homework. You're just sitting on here and just, listening, but we gotta check each other for sure.
Absolutely, man. Like I said, the search for knowledge is a never-ending journey. So let's do it, man. We do it. But thank you, man. I appreciate you. You know what I mean? I'm glad you were here to do this on the first time I'm doing it. I can't think of anyone else better to invite out here and assist me. You know what I mean? With this, especially with the topic at hand, and especially after a day like yesterday. You know what I mean? But looking at things, I'm glad. I'm happy at what I'm seeing now. You know what I mean? I'm more encouraged to know that the Haitian people, or finding people who are accountable, for the events that happened yesterday. So that was encouraging to see, at least, pick my spirits up a little bit. But, my heart, my mind is always with the Haitian people, the people of Haiti. I do all this stuff up here so that, the people up here can understand us better, right? Like, you understand each other when you know each other's history, so that we can all have some type of common ground. But, my heart is with you guys. My mind is with you guys. And we're going to rise, right? Like we always do.
Indeed.
Facts. So, all right. Hey, Grimo, my brother,
peace. All right. Homage Universe is a little clothing line situation I got. There's one of the shirts right here.
Nice.
So homage_universe, or you go to homage universe. Dungeon Forward got a little partnership. They have these have maybe 3 different styles. These caps are like different than just a fitted cap or anything like that. I also invested with a brother out of New Jersey, my brother Gessner. We went serious with it and invested in a timepiece, which it's a 1804 timepiece.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's not something that we just slapped together, but you know, it was in the working. I didn't want to talk about it, but it's if I could really show it to you real quick, but it's you know, it's on Mecca, aka Grimo, on Instagram. You'll find everything else that I do. I run a summer camp right now. I'm a teacher as well. I told you about, you know, me hosting the opportunities, the situations, the events in Little Haiti. Always there to give back. And I'm in Myanmar City, or Myanmar also. There's a lot of, you know, so wherever I could be at and wherever I could flourish, I'm a poet. And I'm hoping, you know, me and my brother, this is long overdue already, so that we can have IET was born in me. And that's my first, you know, publication. I wasn't born in IET, but IET was born in me. I'm a first generation Haitian, was also part of the immigrant migration. My parents came here in search of a better life. Seeking salvation, they moved to the States, a risk many are willing to take, and the ones that do, by example, lead. And that brings us to where I was conceived, a place called Brooklyn, New York. Yeah, I was born there. Yeah, I was born there, but still had the fear of acknowledging my own true Haitian culture. I moved to Queens when I was 6, and the same mind tricks that called me refugee haunted me and made me not want to be Haitian. So how can I smile when my people are being made fun of? I'm asking all my fellow peers, where's the love? Silly stereotypes which stab at my self-esteem, trying to submerge me in the strong currents of the Atlantic. When my parents would go to parent-teacher meetings, I'd panic, because when you heard my father's heavy Haitian accent, that meant that I'd be the joke of the class the next day in school. Boat people, refugee, just to name a few. What was I supposed to do? So I crawled back in my shell, all the while still in denial of all of the rich history that IET had to offer to the world. It wasn't until I moved to Miami and I was already in my teens, I was just learning that IET was the first independent Black nation, Black empire in the world. In the Antilles, we were considered the pearl. So I started to research, archive historical events and facts that may have fell through the cracks. No longer will I hide behind these silly stereotypes that would denounce the legacy of my ancestors. So now I'm conducting educational workshops to the youth that once thought like me. I wasn't born in IET, but IET was born in me. Blessings.
You got to hit him with the lumbee after that, bro.
Oh, yeah. That's the customary thing. And then we could just be out.
Just like that.
It's like that.
Peace, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Definitely going to do it again. So stay posted. Hopefully you guys registered on Eventbrite. I'll send out the links for the next time. All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us. Peace and power.
Blessings.
All right. Peace, y'all.
Bless up.